Exposure to different cultures and places is necessary in creating art. Visiting another country is truly one of the best ways to consume and learn more about art. You can walk through the streets where history whispers through cobblestones, and each building tells a tale of innovation and tradition. Konnichiwa, Tigers! I am Casey Tritam, and welcome to a new edition of Culture Shock. Every adventure has its own story to tell, and every traveler has something to share. Tigers, tighten up your seatbelts and fold back your tables as we take a closer look into the soaring highlands, their wonderful culture, and the captivating infrastructures of the land of Japan. With us today are Vasquez and Sofi Rufino, the architecture students who will be sharing their experiences during their stay in Japan. So hello, Sofi and Kea. Kamusta naman? Miss na miss nyo na ba ang Japan?
Super nami-miss. Gusto na namin bumalik na.
Hala, grabe.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Hala, parang ako rin na-miss ko na yung Japan. Ay, ganon. But of course, we are sure no that you had to prepare yourself, syempre, 'di ba, before the trip. Dahil halata naman hanggang ngayon parang excited pa rin kayo to tell us more about your trip. So, ang question ko for you guys is how did you prepare and what are the specific reminders that you took note of before going to Japan? So ano ba yung mga kumbaga kinonsider nyo bago kayo mag-Japan, ganon? Be it yung mga requirements ni UST or yung pagkuha ng visa, ng tickets, ganon. Sige.
So first, of course, the documents yung pinaka-important, and as well as being prepared financially, because hindi mo malalaman if maybe bilhin ka ba or wala. But ayun, those are the two things I really prepared for.
Kasi syempre nga naman, 'di ba, parang kauwi mo, you also want to have your friends and family experience yung Japan through the pasalubongs, 'di ba? So yun nga naman talaga hindi mo kakalimutan. How about you?
Marami pong preparations na hinanda before the trip. And isa po dito is naghanda po yung tour facilitators namin ng orientation para sa mga students na magjo-join sa trip na to together with our parents para i-discuss yung specific details ng trip. Also, we prepared ourselves to be polished kasi knowing that Japan is full of people with well-mannered and disciplined. So we have to polish ourselves din po.
So it's nice that even your parents were involved, no, and were well-oriented about your trip. Kasi, syempre, for sure worried din naman sila sa inyo since hindi lang to sa parang Pilipinas yung field trip nyo, but out of the country. And considering that you guys are freshies din, diba? So, parang newbies din pa kayo sa university. So, it is really something na parang take into consider talaga, especially ng parents, no? So, it's nice that they are assured of your safety and they know what will happen to you there in Japan. So, for our next question, no, setting itineraries and goals before your trip is expected. So, what are the goals that you wanted to accomplish during your stay there? Sophie?
One of my goals, of course, is para matuto and maka-experience ng culture ng Japan since it is very different from dito sa Philippines. And also, some of my personal goals was, of course, bumili, gumastos, para memorable yung trip.
For sure naman. Kasi meron naman talagang parang products na parang sa Japan mo lang din makikita or mas makukuha mo in a like cheaper price, ganon, di ba? And syempre, yun din naman talaga, other than of course learning about art and architecture, andun pa rin talaga yung element to enjoy, di ba? How about you, Kea?
The same with Sophie na immersing ourselves in learning and experiencing the environment, especially the natural and built environment of Japan, was really looking forward into talaga before the trip. And also for personal interest goal, both of us really wanted to try matcha, of course, and experiencing riding a subway train and seeing sakura.
Oh, that's really nice. Matcha lovers pala tong dalawang to. So, did the original authentic matcha in Japan lived up to your expectations?
Super sarap.
Grabe.
Definitely go back para lang sa
Oo.
matcha nila.
Oh my God, nakakaingit naman yung ano na yun, yung description mo na yun ng matcha. Parang I also wanted to go to Japan tuloy just to try the matcha. Hala, dami budget, ganun. Anyway, as you guys have mentioned, the culture, syempre yung structures din ng mga buildings sa Japan na iba naman talaga dito sa what we have here in the Philippines. In terms of expectations of those parang mga gusto nyong makita, what did you expect of Japan's culture, the weather, transportation, and of course, architecture? So, yung what you expected ba was it yun yung dinatnan nyo din doon? Ganun.
I think I'd say oo naman. Cause before the trip, syempre nag-prepare kami and sa TikTok, magsisave kami ng mga videos na tips on for traveling to Japan, to Tokyo. So, I'd say yung expectations namin were met naman. So, knowing Japan was very advanced kesa sa Philippines, yung mode of transportation was very easily accessible. So, ayun, nakakapunta naman kami kung saan-saan without any worries.
That's nice. How about you, Kea?
Though maraming expectation before the trip, pero once we got there, grabe, it exceeded our expectations talaga.
Grabe, nakakaingit talaga yung mga answers nyo because it seems that you guys really had fun and learned a lot, no? Especially things that are inclined with your program, which is architecture. Now, why do you think out of all the countries, Japan was chosen as the destination of your field trip sa College of Architecture? How about you, Kea?
Syempre, Japan was leading in advanced technology, also in infrastructures and building. That's why architecture is a really great thing na makita dun sa Japan. Kaya I think it is one of the most important reason. Kaya ayun yung pinili ng college na puntahan for field trip.
Ikaw, Sophie.
Like mentioned ni Architect Noche, who set up the trip, it's a chance for us Arki students to really see beyond Beato, or since sanay na sanay tayo around Manila or sa campus, it's a way for us to be exposed more into something very different sa kinasanayan namin.
It's really great to hear that you guys learned a lot about the different architecture, about the architecture of Japan and their culture as well. And at the same time, had fun on your own. Yun nga, you've tried matcha, you've also bought different products, and talaga nag-shopping kayo doon and all that. So it's really nice to see that you guys are enjoying your stay here in the university so far, especially as freshies, diba? So thank you, Kea and Sophie, for those insightful answers. And of course, Tigers, don't go anywhere as these Thomasian architects will be flying us back to Japan as they share their various adventures in the country.
We are always on the move, always on track, and in full swing. Serving the Thomasian community by creating. Grow and growl with us. We are in full swing. We are the Tiger Media Network.
And welcome back, Thomasians. Still with us are Kea and Sophie, the architecture students who are sharing their experiences in Japan. Now, for our next set of questions, from your almost 1 week stay in Japan, we're sure you visited numerous beautiful spots. Sabi nyo nga kanina, parang nakapaggala kayo. You guys went out to see different parang tour spots din doon. So, which among these places were your favorite and why?
My favorites would be, syempre, Mount Fuji. Kasi, actually, any side of Mount Fuji, grabe yung view. It's so breathtaking. Parang, it's so surreal makita in person. And also, the shrines na pinuntahan namin, the temples. Kasi, I used to only see it online. Tapos parang, wow, grabe the details in these structures. Pag nakita mo siya, like, up close and personal, they were very unforgettable naman.
Parang it's still different kasi when you see them online na parang hindi mo pa iisipin na totoo talaga siya, na ganun pala talaga siya, and probably beyond what you expected talaga, no? How about you, Kea?
The same with Sofi, Mount Fuji was my favorite din po, especially the traditional village na pinuntahan namin within the Fuji area lang. It was majestic na traditional houses yung nakikita, and then Fuji yung nasa background. And then aside from Mount Fuji, I also enjoyed the Shibuya na nakikita ko lang from movies, from internet, ganyan. We got to cross the Shibuya crossing and it was so fun.
The iconic Shibuya crossing nga naman. So nakapag-take din ba kayo ng mga pictures na tumatawid doon? Diba? Ang alam lang kasi natin usually Shibuya crossing is yung sa main novel, diba? Anyway, as architecture students yourselves, what can you say about the buildings and structures of Japan? And does it in any way relate to their culture as well? So, syempre, ang dami nyo nakita with the traditional village sa May Fuji and all that. So, do you think it also says something about their culture then?
I think yes, kasi since Japan is very traditional, so the ways they built houses, it's still the same dun sa mga like unang panahon nila. And you can really see how much they treasure their traditions through their houses and buildings.
How about you, Kea?
From these structures, we can say that Japan is really rich in culture and how they treasure nga their old historical and significant structures. And also sa city side naman, very innovative na yung mga materials, and then very modern na din yung mga designs ng mga structure.
Grabe na, parang Japan is really a fusion of innovation and tradition talaga. So, with those answers, can you, do you think it can also be applied to that of our buildings inside the university? Like, do you think yung mga buildings na meron tayo dito, it also reflects the culture that we have not only as Filipinos, but even as Thomasians ba? Ganon? Sige, Kea.
Ang nakita ko is like similarities is that we also treasure our significant historical, like the main building, the arch, and meron ding mix ng modern buildings, like we also have this VG Pop and other modern buildings. So it's a fusion then ng pag-treasure ng historical side and pag-cling on to modern side.
How about you, Sophie?
I'd say the same kasi, of course, Philippines and Japan are very different countries, and we have our own background sa history natin. We also keep nga the historical importance ng mga structures natin. Like Kaya said, yung main building, it's very well preserved and still standing strong till this day. Kaya it makes me somewhat happy to see na there are people who take care and treasure these historical structures.
And also, diba, the historical structures and buildings that we have here in UST, they also hold a really parang symbolic gesture din to us as Thomasians. Like yung arch, yung pagpasok and paglabas ng arch as Thomasians, diba? Now, as we dive more on the topic of architecture, how would you compare the various structures in Japan to our present technology inside the university? Are there any aspects or concepts that the buildings in UST can adapt from them?
I think yung mga buildings and structures sa Japan are very built to suit or fit yung nararanasan nilang weather or climates. So, Like in material-wise, yung mas nakikita namin sa exteriors ng sa city proper is gumagamit sila ng mga tiles as sa labas compared sa atin na puro cement and paint lang. So, since more cold and humid doon and it's very hot and dry sa atin dito sa Philippines, I think may hirapan tayong mag-incorporate ng mga ganong klaseng materials sa atin kasi it's not fit for our climate and weather.
Sa bagay, because siguro nga naman parang mas fit yung structures kasi na nasa Japan is more fitting to what they often experience there. So how about you, Kea?
Siguro another thing that we can adapt from the Japanese architecture is, in terms of construction-wise, we can adapt the sustainability and the safe construction ng how to cater the people, lalo na we're on the same situation na with Japan na maraming earthquakes, ganyan, and ibang natural disasters na hindi may iwasan. So, I think yun yung pwede nating pang ma-adapt and ma-improve dito sa atin.
More on adapting the sustainability and safe practices talaga ng Japan, no? So thank you so much again, Kea and Sophie. But now, prepare yourselves because we're about to play Cultured or Shocked. The mechanics of the game are super easy. You just need to raise the boards with the tag cultured or shocked after the question. You put up the word with the word cultured if you agree with the statement and shocked if otherwise. And after that, you guys have to explain your answer. So, ready na ba kayo? Ready na ba? Parang kinabahan kayo sa cultured or shocked. Ready na ba kayo?
Laban lang.
Oh, laban lang. Okay, so with that, let us now jump right in. So, cultured or shocked? For our first question, I was able to learn more about Japan on my free day exploring rather than being guided from place to place. Cultured or shocked? Shocked and cultured. Ay, magkaiba. Okay, Kea, why shocked?
I think balance lang yung natutunan ko may natutunan ako from merong guide and ako lang nag-explore. So, I think it's balance lang. So,
Kasi nga naman, parang you learn two different things din kasi, diba? Na kapag guided tour and kapag on your own, you learn parang different knowledge, diba? Now, for our next statement, cultured or shocked, I prefer Japan's more modern and technological infrastructure to their more traditional structures. Cultured or shocked? Shocked. Cultured. Why cultured, Sophie?
I think that sa panahon natin ngayon, it's very easy na maka-access kasi dun sa mga more advanced or mga technological stuff nila. So, kaya mas gusto ko.
Kasi nga naman, although traditional are also very fascinating to look at, diba? Pero, kumbaga, mas practical talaga ngayon yung mas more advanced na structures. Now, for our next statement, structures, no matter the design, will always symbolize or relate to one's culture. Cultured or shocked? Cultured. Okay, Kea, why cultured?
I think kahit anong design pa yan, basta kung saang place siya naka-place, talagang mare-resemble niya kung anong culture yung meron na nandun sa place na yan.
It will always reflect its culture no matter what it look like or kung anong time period man siya nagawa, diba? Now, for our next statement. So, my fellow Tamashans in Japan, because communicating with Japanese people was hard. So, I often communicate with my fellow Tamashans in Japan because communicating with Japanese people was hard. Cultured or shocked? Cultured. So, meron talagang language barrier. Sophie?
Although may language barrier nga, the Japanese people are very talagang welcoming pa rin to tourists and other people. So, yung mga kahit broken English nila or mga gestures, nagkakaintindihan naman kami somehow. So, it was still a bit easy for, ayun nga, mga tourists like us.
But of course, mas syempre nakikimingle pa rin kayo sa mga kasama nyong Arki students, di ba? So that was a really fun-filled conversation with you guys. And it seems like I also, if I were given a chance to fly abroad and view syempre the places from such an artistic perspective, di ba? And I know our viewers did as well. Ang ganda talaga ng mga naging insights nyo. And thank you for taking us with you on your journey to Japan. Again, thank you, Kea and Sophie, and everyone for sharing your stories with us. Your stories continue to inspire and educate those aspiring to learn about other cultures as well. To everyone who tuned in to today's episode of Culture Shock, thank you so much. Now, please help us grow by following our Facebook page, UST Tiger TV, to be updated on our future episodes. We also have our X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok page at UST Tiger TV. Remember to not waste the opportunities given to us because they might truly change our lives as Tamashans and as an individual. Again, thank you for joining us today. This has been Casey Turtem signing off as your host for the show that embraces change and new experiences. This has been Culture Shock.